Hello, people. I am going to wait more students. Okay. How are you?
Okay, fine. You?
Excellent. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thanks.
Good.
Hello, people. Well, we are going to start. We are only, well, 6 students, but we are going to start. So yesterday, did you work with Unit 11?
Yes,
Okay, but did you work with the two grammars of Unit 11?
yes, two
Oh,
grammar.
okay, so the only thing we are going to review the units, the unit
Yes, teacher review.
and we are going to work with the grammar of unit 12 also. Okay, so review and grammar of unit 12. Also, today I am going to make some videos as I normally do, that I upload on YouTube to review again the grammars of units 10, 11, and 12. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. So let's start. Let me share my screen. Okay, so this was the first grammar you saw yesterday with teacher Jessica. Right. Do you see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Very good. So who can explain me something that you remember about this grammar? Something that Jessica told you about this grammar?
Me, teacher.
Yes.
Used to. It's for when you in the past you do something and now
Yes.
you didn't
E-
do.
Exactly. When you normally do something in the past, but now something changed. Also, we can use that in negative when you normally didn't used to do something in the past, but now you do, right? So I need you to give me one example in positive. First, Ashley. Ashley, you are going to give me one example in positive using this grammar.
Me, teacher.
Okay, Ludwig, yeah, you can tell me the example first.
I used to play badminton when I was a kid.
Repeat again. I am going to read, sorry, I am going to write your example again. Repeat.
I used to play tennis. No, well, whatever. I used to play tennis
Uh-huh.
when I was a kid.
Exactly. So that means that now you don't play tennis, right?
Yeah.
So exactly. So as you see here, um, this is the sentence in positive, right? It's the same as when we do sentences in past. We use the verb in past, right? I'm sorry, I missed something. I used to play. Let me write it again. Mm, when I was a kid. Okay. So again, it's the same. We use the same rules for the simple past because we use the verb in past, right? The only thing is
Yes.
that always we have to use an infinitive here. I used to play, I used to run, I used to cook. Okay. The verb in past when the sentence is in positive and an infinitive here, right? Let me see another person that gives me an example in positive.
Teacher,
Yes.
okay. Can I say, for example, I, I used to room
Uh-huh.
in the morning?
Okay. I used to run in the morning. So that means that in the past you used to run in the morning. Maybe now you don't run. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
that is correct. Okay. Simple past here
Okay, perfect.
and infinitive here. So remember,
Okay.
when we use this grammar to talk about things that we in the past we normally do or didn't do, right? But now we
Yes.
change that. For example, if I say another example that I could use is I used to play with dolls, but not anymore. Okay, so when I was a kid, I used to play with dolls, but not anymore because I am grown up. Okay, it's something that changed with the time. Let me see. Cecilia, can you give me an example in positive, please?
Teacher, yesterday I
How you did?
can't start the class.
Oh,
I got my example about
yeah.
my imagination. Imagination, I don't know.
Yes, your imagination. Yes, I
You
understand.
understand me?
Yes.
Okay. I
Mhm.
I I'm sorry.
Uh-huh. It's okay.
I use um I used to oh my God. I used to sandal when
I,
the children.
I used to. I didn't understand. I used to,
I used to sandal when I the children.
but I don't understand that. Lo que tú dices después de I used to, yo no entiendo lo que tú mencionas ahí. I used to.
Sandal.
Ah, you're talking about shoes.
When I use sandal when
Okay.
I a children.
In this case, you have to say I used to wear sandals when I was a kid or when I was a child. Okay,
Uh-huh.
because this grammar says that you have to
Okay,
use
okay.
the verb used, okay, and as you see here is used to,
Okay.
right? So always when you use this, you need
Okay.
a verb, another verb here. Okay, I used to wear sandals when I was a kid. Okay, so do you know when we say I used to, do you know what is that?
What is the pronunciation?
When I was a kid, I used to wear sandals when I was a kid.
Okay.
Okay, do you know the
Thank
meaning
you.
of that in Spanish? What is I used to in Spanish?
Stephanie Cadela Teacher.
Yes, Stephanie.
I used to is yo solía.
Exactly. Yo solía. Okay, that is why we say something that we normally did in the past, but it changed. For example, another example I could say in negative. Now I am going to give you another example, but in negative. For example, I could say I didn't used to eat vegetables. So if I say this, that means that in the present, I eat vegetables, but in the past, I didn't used to eat vegetables. Okay, so as you see here, we are using the same rule of the simple past. Is if it's negative, we use here the auxiliary in past. In negative, the verb is in present, so I don't have to use the, okay, and an infinitive, always. Used to, and then a verb, okay. So when I say I didn't used to eat vegetables, is because now I eat vegetables. If I say I didn't used to go to the gym, it's because now in the present, I go to the gym, right? And
Okay, you're right.
exactly. And also another thing is the questions is the same way with the simple past. Always at the beginning, the auxiliary in past. Did you use to wear? Okay, so as you see here, we the same as in the positive. You have to you have used to, and then you have another verb. So we don't change. We don't change the second verb. Okay, did you used to wear glasses? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Did she used to own a computer? Yes, she did. No, she didn't. Okay, do you have any question about this grammar? Something that you didn't understand yesterday?
No,
Okay,
No, teacher.
very good.
it's good.
Okay, very good. So, um, anyway, I am going to send you more reviews about this grammar, okay? But that will be later this night or tomorrow morning, right? Okay, so let's see the second grammar of yesterday. Okay, do you remember something that Jessica told you about this grammar?
No, teacher.
Yes.
I say grammar. I don't take grammar.
Okay, okay.
I remember,
Teacher,
teacher.
we don't say this grammar.
Huh?
We don't say this grammar.
You didn't see this grammar?
He explained that.
Okay. Okay, anyways, I am going to explain again. Okay, it doesn't matter.
It's okay.
Give me a second. Okay, so as you see, the name of the grammar is comparisons. So we use this grammar to compare two things. Okay, in this case, do you remember we normally use comparative to compare two things, or superlative to compare one thing with the rest of many things. In this case, we are using as to compare. So here we have examples in the rule. The first rule says use as you see, this is the formula, okay? Use as plus adjective or adverb plus as. So always when you use this comparison, first you are going to write as. In the middle, you are going to write an adjective or an adverb. This is an adverb. And always you are going to write as again. As big as little as comfortable as. Okay, always should be like that. The first rule says use as plus adjective plus as to show that two things are equal. So this is different from the comparative, because when you use comparative, you say something is more than another thing or less. But in this case, we are saying that is equal, is the same. If I say my cell phone is as big as your cell phone, I'm saying that they are the same, okay? My cell phone is not bigger, or your cell phone is not bigger. They are the same, understand?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. The second rule says you can use not as to show that things are not equal. So when you use the negative, you are saying they are different. They are not equal, right? So I can use this example. My cell phone is not as big as your cell phone. So in this case, I am saying that they are different. Okay, so when I say my cell phone is as big in positive, they are the same. But when I say my cell phone is not as big, they are different. Okay, so maybe if I tell you my cell phone is not as big as your cell phone, which cell phone is bigger in this case?
The other cell phone.
Exactly. My cell phone is smaller and your cell phone is bigger. Okay. In this case, I am not using comparative, but I am telling you that our cell phones are different. Okay.
Okay.
Another, as you see here also, we can use this when we are talking about when we are using adjectives, and didn't when we are using a verb. Okay. Maria didn't do as well as Carlos on the test. So I use didn't because I use a verb here. But normally, the more common is that you see the verb to be. Okay, is, are, isn't, aren't. Okay. The rule number 3 says, give me a second, please. Sorry, I'm here again. The rule number 3 says sometimes after as you can end a sentence with a pronoun. For example, I can change my example. I can say my cell phone is as big as yours, right? So this is a pronoun, yours is a pronoun. So in that case, I don't have to repeat cell phone, right? This is the third rule. Sometimes after as, you can end a sentence with a pronoun. So this is a pronoun, okay? So we are avoiding repetition. My cell phone is as big as yours. My computer is as good as hers, right? Her computers, and so on. And the rule number 4 says, in spoken and written English, it's common not to repeat the main verb after as, but to say the things as shown in the example, right? It's the same thing. Normally in English, we want to be more fluent. So in that case, we have to avoid the repetition. She studies as hard as he does. So we don't have to repeat study again. Understand this part?
Yes.
Exactly.
No.
Okay, let me explain you better. Imagine that I am talking about, I am going to use the verb swim. Okay. I want to say that I swim as well as my sister does. I swim as well as my sister swim. Okay. In this sentence, I am repeating the verb swim. Swim here and swim here. But if I want to avoid the repetition, I don't want to repeat the verb. The only thing that I do is I swim as well as My sister
Has
does.
my does.
Exactly. Why I am using does? Because I am talking about the third person of the singular. Okay, she does.
Yes.
The sister.
Exactly.
Okay.
Imagine that I am talking about they. If I say I sing as well as they, what auxiliary should I use there?
Do.
Do. Exactly.
Do.
Exactly. Right. So if I use he, she, it, Maria, Carlos, Jose is the third person of the singular, so I have to use does. But if I am talking about plural, I have to use do. So this is this point, okay, that we normally avoid repetition, so we use does. Okay. Also, as you see here, we can use a pronoun. I can give you another example only with a pronoun. I swim as well as her. And that's it. I don't have to repeat the verb. I don't have to repeat the name or anything. I use a pronoun. Understand?
Yes,
teacher.
teacher. The
Yes.
three forms is correct.
The three forms are correct. So it doesn't matter
Okay.
if you want to
Sorry.
say, no, it's okay. Okay, no problem. If you want to say I swim as well as my sister does, or I swim as well as Jessica does, or as Jessica swim, it doesn't matter. Okay. But in English when you speak, it's better when you are like when you speak like quickly, that you shorten the sentences. The same as in Spanish. Tratamos de cortar las oraciones para hacerlas más cortitas, so we are more fluent. Okay. To practice this, you are going to make 2 sentences in the chat. You are going to write 1 sentence in positive using comparisons and the second sentence in negative. That would be in the chat, okay?
Now,
Yes, please.
one positive and other negative teacher.
Exactly. But that is in the chat here in Zoom, okay? 1 positive and 1 negative. I am going to correct when all of you finish. Okay, so I am here. If you don't listen, but I am here reading. Okay. Okay, I am going to, let me see. I am going to start with the correction. Let me check. Time remaining, okay. Okay, the first sentence that I have here is from Stephanie Carella. I cook as well as my mother. Okay. Maria didn't do the laundry as good as me. Very good. I dance. Okay, Loreni, I am going to correct yours. I dance as well. Okay, as my sister does. Always, always you have to write as, then the adjective, and then again as. Okay, I dance as well as my sister does. In this case, we don't use very well because very well is not an adjective. Okay, so we only use as well as my sister does. Nairobi, I play as good as my boyfriend. Okay, not at best, because best is a superlative.
Okay. Oh my God.
No, it's okay, no problem. I play as good as my boyfriend. I dance as very well. Lorena, you correct that. Okay, very good. But the only thing is we don't use very well. We use well. I dance as well as my sister. Very good, Lorena. She sings as well as you. I play as good as my mom. Your car. Jennifer, in that case, you missed the verb to be. Your car. Let me see if you corrected. No. Your car should be. Your car is, okay, the verb to be, as
Okay.
beautiful as mine.
Mine.
Mine, exactly. My bedroom is as comfortable as my mother's. In this case, as you use mother, should be mothers. Okay, with the apostrophe, it's like the possession, your mother bedroom. He work as good
Oh,
as,
excellent. Thank you.
it's okay, no problem. Very good. Nairobi, he works as good as everyone. Okay, as good as everyone. Ludi, Ludi, in that case, you are using a verb. She doesn't sing as well as you. Okay, so remember, when we are using a verb, here, the auxiliary is do or does. So we are using she, the third person of the singular. She doesn't sing as well as you, right? Let me see, what else? Your car is a beautiful thing. He didn't cook as well as he didn't cook as well as my father, but that is okay, Cecilia, very good. Nairobi, in that case, I'm not dance, no, should be I don't dance because you have the verb dance. I don't dance. Let me correct that. I don't dance as well as my boyfriend.
Okay.
Right. Because remember, when you use a verb here, you are talking about an action. A person is doing an action. I don't dance as well as my boyfriend. Let me see. My husband didn't. Okay, Loreni, let me correct this one. I am going to correct this one. My husband didn't play, and then we use as didn't play basketball. Okay. My husband didn't play basketball as good as me. Okay. So in this case, we don't use than because it's not comparative. Okay. Better should be only good because the same is not comparative. And this should be here. My husband didn't play basketball as good as me. Okay. Okay. So, do you have any question or something that is not very